Here's what you missed this week on Play Mornings.
Trump really wants Canada to become the 51st state. So much, in fact, he's paying homage to previous Canadian leaders, a.k.a. Pierre Trudeau, as Donald Trump just flipped somebody off yesterday. The president of the United States just gave somebody the finger. Now, in Donald Trump's defense, which is a crazy-ass sentence to say, it wasn't unprompted. I mean, it happened at a Ford
F-150 factory.
Yeah, thank you. I was looking for the word
in
factory. So it happened there. One of the workers yelled out pedophile protector. I'm not sure why they would do this. Trump's never shown to be protecting pedophiles besides his buddy Jeffrey Epstein, who we all know is innocent as he didn't appear in his own logs. But besides all of that, yeah, Donald Trump flipped this guy off and then used a bunch of F-bombs. And question for you, Marina. You've probably known about politics longer than I have. Has this ever, is this common?
No.
No, right? But it's common enough nowadays.
The White House is saying that the reaction was appropriate.
What? I don't know if I would say appropriate. You're a president. Get called whatever you want. Just don't flip the guy off.
You know,
Don't use the F-bomb.
This would officially make the first known presidential response that you don't need closed captioning to understand. So if you're in the dating scene and, you're looking for love, there's a new dating trend that's circulating right now, and it's called the sunset clause. Okay. I would say it's kind of like business at this point. So what it is, okay, picture this. You're talking to somebody on a dating app or something. And instead of talking for hours and letting that connection kind of lose its charm over the next couple of months, you agree to give it 6 months. If no progress happens, nothing real happens after 6 months, that last day of 6 months, once the sunset ends, if you decide not to take it further, you cut ties with the relationship.
I am so okay with this.
After 6 months, if you both agree that you think that you could take this relationship further, then that's it.
To be fair to me, 6 months seems long. Cut it down. Do 3 months.
It does seem a little bit long.
After 3, that's half a year.
And it all goes with age too, I think. For me, 35 years old, dating sucks.
I can't imagine.
6 months does seem like a long time. And, after living with somebody, I don't want to go back to that first steps of what's your favorite color, what's your favorite food. It sucks. Of
course not.
Right? It's the worst.
Yeah, how many siblings do you have?
So this is like dating with an expiry date.
And I'm so down with that. I like that.
Yeah, it's you just put your own self-imposed deadline on your dating app or a match or somebody that you met in a grocery store, whatever it may be, whoever it may be, from wherever.
Now, is this something that people are going to start just knowing, or do you have to go in texting the person being like, hey, let's give this 6 months?
Yeah, it's all on you. Now, about 37% of young daters are doing this to save time, energy, and avoid a burnout.
Cool. Again, though, 6 months seems a little long. Cut it down to 3. And when I'm back on the dating market, I'll run it. I'll do my tests.
I like the idea of it, but I don't like the idea of a schedule.
Fair. Fair. But if it's going...
I already have enough schedules in my life.
If it's going so poorly, at least you can look forward to being like, well, at least in a month I can officially be like, okay, this is dead in the water.
I think it's so funny, too. You first start to talk to somebody, the initial time you talk to somebody, and you give them a 6-month deadline before your morning coffee is even kicked in.
Now, men should never bring up pregnancy unless they're sure. However, with what you just told me, I think it's safe for me to bring it up and ask if you are pregnant.
Definitely not.
Because you just told me that yesterday you indulged in a chicken Caesar wrap, and that more times than not, you like to dip your chicken Caesar wrap in...
gravy.
Hitler. That is what Hitler would eat. That is disgusting, Marina.
Okay, I know that it sounds not the greatest off the hop. Now, hear me out. When I worked at another restaurant in town, this guy that I served, he'd come in all the time. He would order a chicken Caesar wrap with a side of gravy, and he would dip it in there. And I was like, oh, okay, that kind of sounds weird. Now, Fast forward to another time I'm working. I order a chicken Caesar wrap with fries and gravy.
Cool. Fries and
Gravy's
gravy.
on the plate. Gravy kind of travels towards the wrap. Said gravy gets all over the wrap, and Marina eats it. Now, it was a game changer. I'm
There's no
telling you,
way.
it is a game changer.
There's no way. I can see you having gravy with chicken. Fine. Gravy with a wrap? No thanks. Gravy with salad? No thanks.
Look, I do understand that it sounds weird and not the greatest, but you can't knock it till you try it.
I'm knocking it hard. I'm knocking it so hard it's going to get pregnant. And then it'll eat a chicken Caesar wrap with gravy.
It is so good, John. I'm telling you. And obviously, I'm not the only one that thinks this because the gentleman that put me onto it also loves it.
Question, what did he look like? Timothy Chalamet or me?
More like you.
Yeah, of course. That's the fattest thing I've ever heard. That's such a fat guy idea. He, 100%, this is how it worked. He had the same order as you. Fries, chicken Caesar wrap, gravy. Finished all the fries, had some gravy left. He was big and hungry and looked at the gravy and was like, listen.
I'm not going to lick the plate, but I'll...
Dunk!
I'm telling you, it's so good.
It can't be.
Is there anything in like your life that you've eaten that you think people would think is gross?
I don't
Like
think so.
something
I don't think so.
super unorthodox?
I don't know. I feel like pizza with ranch is just a norm nowadays.
PK, no. Pizza with ranch, yes, is norm. But I've
Yeah.
seen people recently eating pizza with ketchup.
Pardon?
Pizza with ketchup.
What? Were they 6? Who is... There's already tomato sauce on pizza.
Celery with ketchup. It's like watered down ketchup, pretty
These
much.
people never learn to eat food properly.
When I worked at a restaurant back in Ontario, my old boss, she lived off of either a peanut butter and sausage sandwich
Get out
or a
of here.
peanut butter and bacon sandwich.
Neither of those options are good.
I think peanut butter and bacon sounds a lot better than the sausage, but I've never been a fan of peanut butter.
First, they both sound disgusting. One can sound better than the other. You want to know why? They're the same animal. They're the same animal. That's like saying, steak and peanut butter sounds disgusting, but peanut butter and a hamburger, they're both cow. They're both equally gross. Your boss was disgusting. How does one even come up with an idea like that?
I don't know how much they smoke, but who knows?
Marina, what's going on? What you got?
Good morning. Okay, I'm extra tired this morning.
Are you?
But I started working a second job.
Yeah, you
just
did.
because I need something else to do.
Yeah, oh, that's why.
And some extra money, because who doesn't like extra money?
We're in radio.
So I went back to Brewski's.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so I had a shift on Saturday. It was really great, and I got to share this story with you because I thought it was the funniest thing. I could not believe it happened in front of my eyes.
Okay.
So there was a guy came and sat by himself, and he's dating one of the servers that I work with. So he's sitting there having his dinner, waiting for her to get off shift. There is a group of like 20 that came in. And one of the women at this group went to the bathroom, and the table that this guy was sitting at just so happens to be right beside the bathroom. So I'm walking past, going to the computer that's right by his table.
Okay.
His girlfriend is talking to him. This woman walks out of the bathroom with a very long written note on a piece of napkin.
Okay.
Puts it down on the table that the guy's sitting at and says, "My friend thinks you're really cute." And his girlfriend,
Whoa.
I've never seen somebody grab a napkin off a table so fast. She's like, "That's my boyfriend." My jaw dropped. I could not believe this was happening in front of my eyes.
And was the note read? Like, did we read it?
Oh, we read it. It was something on the lines of like, "Don't look over, but my friend with this color hair thinks you're really cute, but she's a little embarrassed."
Now, question, Brewskis, are you serving children? Because what adult is doing that? I've never heard of that in adult life. That is arguably funnier than if she just went up while the girlfriend was there and was like, "Yo, I really like you."
I can't
That's
tell
so
you
funny.
how many notes I've received on a napkin in a bar. I can't even begin to count them.
That makes utterly. First off, you just have a pen on you. You don't have anything. Why you have a pen and no writing equipment beside pen? You know what I'm trying to get at? Do you ask the server for their pen, then you take the napkin?
You know, it looked like she wrote it in red marker or something. Like,
Okay,
where did you get a
so
red marker from?
This whole thing is even more confusing
It
now.
was so
That's
funny, though.
Really
so
funny.
she threw it in the garbage. I'm like, what are you doing? You need to frame that and put it up on the wall.
Yes, right, of course. If you're going to rob something for some money, this is how you don't do it, Marina. You don't go to a Wells Fargo in Salt Lake City, shout out Utah, and you don't hand the teller a note claiming you have a weapon, and you don't only walk out with $140.
Stop.
$140 is the type of money where if I got robbed on the side of the road and somebody took $140 from me, I would just be
just
like,
walk away.
okay, yeah, here's $140, I guess. Now, he did get caught. The reason he got caught is because right after it, he went to a nearby Mexican restaurant, paid $20 for his meal, and then paid the other $120 as a tip.
How did they know that that was the money that was stolen?
Great question. Banks apparently know every single serial number that is in their system. So when the police were going around looking at the cameras, they're like, this guy went in here. And then the lady said that she did in fact serve him, checked the note, and the serial number was the one that matched up to a one that was stolen.
What an idiot.
And
why
that's-
would you go to a restaurant that close?
Why would you do any of this? If they offered me $140 as I was robbing them, I would be offended. I would be like, no, never mind. Bye. What is the minimum number you would rob a bank for, Marina?
The minimum number I would rob a bank for.
I got a number.
Ooh. With all the risks taken into consideration.
Going to jail for like 5 to 15 years. Prison, I guess.
Oh, give me like $50 million.
That's the minimum you would rob a bank for? The minimum. 50
Okay,
mil?
maybe 20 mil. Yep, that's the minimum. Because then if I got caught, then I'd have to spend X amount of years in jail.
Oh, I don't
and
even
it'd be
wanna-
on my record.
I don't even want to tell you my number. I said $15,000. I said if I was in a bind, and I spoke to myself about this. I was like, if I'm in a bind, 15 grand is what I would be willing to go to jail for.
That is sad.
You don't hear how absurd $20 million sounds?
I would go and rob a bank for $20 million.
Biggest bank heist amount. The highest stolen. Oh my God. $1 billion? How do you walk out with $1 billion? Never mind. 20 million sounds like the perfect number. 15,000 is I'm just trying to find a place to sleep for 5 to 10 years. Like that's
I've always been a big believer in TV personalities that should not be in politics.
yeah, period. On TV, baby.
You
Come
lose
on.
credibility. I mean, you got the Oompa Loompa down there. You got Spencer Pratt. You got Kim Kardashian. And now we have Farrah Abraham.
Teen mom.
The teen mom, Farrah Abraham. Yeah. So she is now wanting to run for mayor of Austin.
Okay.
Austin, Texas. The only problem here is I think that step one of running for anything would be knowing what day the city votes.
Yeah.
So she seems to think the election is this year.
Okay.
It's not. Do you got some audio over there?
Is this what you sent?
This is what I sent you.
It's a minute long, so here we go. Strap in, everybody.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing good. Thank you guys. I'm super excited to be a candidate for Mayor of Boston. I'm running super early, so I can't wait to see who's going to run
Super
with
early
me and
is an
challenge me.
understatement.
So sometimes people say the less you know, the more you like. You are now giving them many years to make a decision
We should say
because the election's not until 2028. Why so early?
Oh, for some reason, the mayor election is 2026. I don't know. That's just what the office told me as well.
Please,
we
TMZ
should
be
get
wrong.
some clarity here.
I'm just going to be running for mayor, which is 2026. You also have Spencer Pratt, who's going to be running for mayor for Los Angeles.
That election actually is this year.
Yeah.
I got to pause it for a second. I need TMZ to be wrong. I need TMZ to be misinformed. I need it to be 2026. My stomach cannot handle if it is in fact 2 years early.
Yeah. So Farrah, we just got this in our ear.
love it.
The election's in 2028. So, there was a 2-year term with a vacancy in 2022.
Oh, my God!
But now it's aligned with the presidential election. So it is 2028.
She could say that anybody who lives in Austin gets $5 million. I would not vote for her based on
just this alone.
God.
Like, either she didn't do any research at all and she's just solely relying on her team that knows nothing.
Yeah. Or please give me a more positive or.
There's no other or.
The word of the year last year was...
There was multiple
Okay,
words.
the biggest one.
6-7.
6-7. Well, Marina, in 2026, we already have a contender for word
Get
of
out of
the
town.
year. Now, it's January 13th. I have the word in front of me. I'm going to tell it to you, and you got to tell me what it means. Are you ready?
Oh, boy. Okay.
Choppelganger.
What?
Choppelganger.
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 Okay, so doppelganger is when somebody looks like you, right? It's your, twin.
Yeah.
So choppelganger is going to be the
Choppelganger.
opposite of that.
When somebody doesn't look like
Yeah, you're all chopped up and you don't look the same.
you? Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, choppelganger is doppelganger, so you were able to pick that out. But chop doesn't mean you're slicing somebody up. Chop or chopped means you or somebody else is ugly as hell. Chopped is like, oh my God, you're the ugliest person I might have
So it
ever
doesn't
seen.
have to do with looking like somebody else.
I'm just telling you two words combined. Now the word is for when somebody looks like you, but the uglier version of you. They're my choppelganger.
Okay, that's kind of what I was going with.
Not at all, but sure.
That's kind of what my brain was thinking about. Maybe the words didn't come out the right way.
Not even close.
But what I was thinking was it's like the opposite where they don't look exactly like you, but you're like, the way I said chopped up is kind of like their face is completely different from yours, but they still look the same. That's kind of the way I was thinking.
Okay, then yeah, you're kind of on the same path. Yeah, okay, I'll give that to you. It's like I would be Jonah Hill's choppelganger, you know? So yeah, choppelganger, if somebody kind of resembles you, but they're a lot uglier than you, that is your choppelganger. You just hope to never be the choppelganger.
I hate everything about that.
Why?
I just do. I hate the word.
Wait, it's gonna end
You know
up
what
in
it
your
kind of
vocabulary.
reminds me of, and I know a lot of millennials will relate to this, but for some reason it reminds me of Rafflecopter.
Okay, we're done here.
And the
We're done
look
here.
on your face, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
That is the most millennial S I have ever heard in my life. That is the cringiest thing you've ever said. Of course I know Rafflecopter. We say it making fun of you people.
Is there like an unorthodox animal that you would want as a pet? Like an animal that's not typically considered a pet?
I am so glad you asked, Marina. It's called the quokka. It is also known
my
as
gosh.
the happiest animal.
Yes, we talked about this.
on Earth. And I found out about it when I was like 13 from a Phineas and Ferb episode. And ever since then, I've been like, yeah, I'd like to own this marsupial.
Legitimately the cutest animal. If you look up a picture of a quokka, it's a Quokka. If you look that up, your heart will just instantly melt.
Yeah.
Now, I came across a video the other day of somebody rescuing a possum that had fallen into their pool.
Okay.
And I just fell in love, and now I want a possum.
Ew. No. Gross. That's like the worst answer you can give for unorthodox
They're so
animals.
cute.
Or pets. No.
Hedgehog as well would be one.
I feel like hedgehog is more common to own than a possum.
And I will say this one's probably going to get you, but a baby raccoon.
No!
They're so cute.
No!
So cute.
No, maybe I can see raccoon and hedgehog a little bit more than possums might be the ugliest animal out there besides like
What are you
the
talking
blobfish.
about?
I saw the video. Skip to the end when it grows up.
Oh my God, so
Ugh.
cute.
If you only want a baby possum, are you going to give it to the wilderness every time it gets older than like 2 and then you're going to find a new one? Because baby possum, sure. When it grows up,
Look at the face on this thing. You can't tell me that's not adorable.
you just showed me a baby
Okay,
possum.
here's the mama possum with a bunch of babies on it. It's
That's
still
so ugly.
adorable.
No. It looks like an anteater lost the rest of its nose. Possums are not it. They're, at least my thing grows maybe 4 inches and then it stops growing. You know?
I don't know. Possums are cute. I gotta say.
No, baby. Again, baby possums.
What about like a
adorable.
chinchilla?
What's a chinchilla? Isn't that just like a hedgehog? Like don't they look like identical?
I think it kind of looks more like a chubby mouse.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Oh my God, Leah, look, it's so cute.
I don't know.
Like, why do we have to just stick with dogs and cats and birds and fish and reptiles? Why can't we have marsupials as pets?
I think it's illegal. Is it illegal? I think some animals are illegal. Mike Tyson owned a goddamn tiger. So
sure did.
Maybe you just need an enormous amount of money, and then you can own whatever you want.
All right, I want to know what everybody else's unorthodox pet that they wish they could have is. Let us know, 780-791-1037.
We all know that fortune tellers, psychics, anything like that is a bunch of malarkey. And if you don't think that, wait till you hear this story. A fortune teller is accused of stealing a client's phone to make bad luck prophecy come true. So this happened in Thailand. Some teenage girl went to a fortune teller and he gave her the prophecy of misfortune. Something very valuable to you will go missing, and if you slide me a few yen, I can change your prophecy. She didn't pay out. She left. He got her phone. And that was the end of the story.
Where did he get her phone from?
I assume she just put it down on the table.
Had it on the table.
Yeah, just had it on the table as she was closing her eyes. I assume he was just like, yeah.
It's just like something
that's mine now.
that you use every day that's so valuable to you is going to go missing.
Unless you pay me, because apparently fortune tellers can change the future. And then she got the police involved. They went back. And then he was like, well, technically, my prophecy wasn't wrong. But if I had any smidge in my brain that maybe mediums, maybe fortune tellers, maybe psychics, maybe all these people are legit, this story immediately throws all of that out of my head.
Have you ever been to a fortune teller or medium or anything?
No. The closest I've been was I've trying to be hypnotized. That didn't work. So that whole genre of job to me is like, oh, yeah, totally real.
I had a friend who went and saw Teresa Caputo.
The hair chick?
The hair chick.
Okay.
And years and years prior, he lost his dad. Mm-hmm. And so obviously, like, they've never spoken before. He was way back in the back of the audience, and she picked him out and started talking about his dad, brought up things about his kids. It gave me shivers. Mm-hmm. I've never been to a medium or a psychic.
Yeah.
I've never believed in them.
Yep.
But then when I saw the video of him talking to Teresa Caputo, I was like, how does she know? You know? I don't believe in them, but how did she know this?
I think it's just faith in numbers. You get a big enough group of people together. I mean, you could probably point to anybody and be like, oh God, did your parent pass? So I'm thinking letters A to X, anything within there. So yeah, I'm a very firm believer in that. All of this is a bunch of baloney.
It's a big hoax.
But if you have a story, I would love to hear it at 780-791-1037. It sounds like Marina's a little more on the fence than I am.
You know, it's funny, too. Ever since I changed my relationship status to single, my TikTok has been filled with mediums, with people who are trying to read my tarot cards, and they're all like, oh, this is your year. And I'm like, yeah, I say that on New Year's every single year, and nothing happens. What are you going to tell me that I haven't already told myself?
Well, you'll find out once you tip them.